brothers, sisters, and others of all colors. This is a first on this channel. A first. Alright? Let me sign in. Let me sign in first before we get to talking. Motherfuckers. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. We don't have any rules yet. But, that's alright. We don't need rules. Okay? What we need is to get started on this here discussion. So yeah. Okay, where are we going? Fire alpaca, right. So, where did this start? Why do I feel like I need to talk about inner stability? Because in my last video, I talked about the comfort zone, okay? And the comfort zone is a nice place. I think hold on, some stuff is coming up. And I kind of have to process that too. This is the comfort zone. And I've been thinking about the comfort zone myself a lot. Basically, hold on, the music's a little loud for me. So yeah, I've been thinking about the comfort zone. And basically, the deal with the comfort zone is that it's not actually... The reason why it's hard to get out of your comfort zone is because there's a fear of the unknown. There's like a fear of the unknown, alright? And I realized that this fear actually is something to tell us. That fear is actually like... It's worth listening to. Because... I mean, as long as you're not listening to the fear, it's gonna run your life. Because it's within you. But this fear is worth listening to. It has something to tell you. And that's what I need to figure out for myself today. That's what I need to figure out for myself today. Let's see. Why did I say this? Or why did I start deciding to explore this? Okay, yeah, because without stability, your shit is gonna fall apart. And my shit is not stable. And I know that. I know I'm standing on shaky ground. you know, internally. Like there's definitely a feeling of instability. Alright? This is stable. This shit is not stable. I feel like this sometimes. And I realized that the reason for this is that the only constant was instability. Right? Like the only constant was like, you know, fighting, arguing, you know, just struggle. Okay, maybe those weren't the only constants. But yeah. That being stable itself is the problem. Well, being stable itself was considered the problem. This is actually the solution. But yeah. You know, when you're under the illusion that you have to take the stability of somebody else in order to feel stable. When you have to like look around you and see that the stability of everybody else is the same as yourself in order to what happens, you know, you got this fucked up thing, all right? And you kind of have to stand on it weird instead of being able to like stand on it straight. And you gotta like have your arm over here and here. You know like how you had those chargers? Hold on, let me show you. You know how like you had those chargers where like you have to like there's like the slot and the charger's in the slot and like you gotta have like the cord at like the weirdest angle imaginable and then like half the fucking thing is like, you know, this isn't even like, this cord is like fucked up. Like this shit is foobar, right? Yeah, like half the cord sticking out. Just half the cord sticking out. You got all these like tiny like frayed bits. And then like the rest is like whatever the fuck the cord was. And you have to like keep it at this very specific angle. And if it's even like slightly off, you know, it's fucked. your shit is not charging. Or your shit is not on. Hold on. You know what I mean? That's how it feels to be unstable. Warning. It's lower than the recommended bitrate of 250 kilobytes per second. Okay. I'm gonna try to increase the bitrate. See if we can pull this one off. Alright, the bitrate has grown. CPU usage at 2.5%. We're chilling. Wait, I could have did this the whole damn time. Fuck it. We ball, right? So really, there's this illusion that, like, to be stable, you have to destabilize somebody else. Alright? You can't be stable. But actually, the problem isn't that at all. Right? You should be able to comfortably walk around on this table. This is what you need. You need to be able to do this. This shit right here, you should be able to walk around anywhere, alright? Be anywhere. You could be here. You could be fucking doing a flare, alright? You could be, you know, humping the air. This is the point. You want a big fucking stable ass table to stand on so you could do whatever the fuck you want on it, alright? Because the truth is, you should be worried about falling off if your fucking table looks like this. If your table, you know, looks like it was designed to be the fucking, you know, like to be the final level in a video game or something, you know what I mean? How can you do the flare on a table that looks like this? You know what I mean? You have a lot more problems. Doing the flare on this shit, because this thing is gonna fall apart. And then you got like a plank holding this shit up like this. It looks awful. It looks garbage. It's terrible. You know what I mean? How are you gonna be able to dance, sing, or make art on this when if you make one wrong step and step like off to here, you're gonna fall off and fucking die. You know what I mean? It's just, Hold on, let me get this big black brush. When the table is unstable, bars, you know, you got the pits of hell over here. Kinda liking these pits of hell, man. And you're gonna fucking fall off into the pits of hell and die. How can you even dance on a table that looks like this? And this is the problem. This is why inner stability is significantly more important than being outside of your comfort zone. Because you can't do the dance if you're not stable. You know what I'm saying? You can't do the dance on a table that looks like dog shit. And that is the problem that we're addressing today. Why does the table look like shit? But before we do that, we're going to talk about this illusion, okay? Here's the illusion. The illusion is this. Somebody else has their table, and their table... Damn, the perspective on this is kind of clean. Their table is sick, and your table looks like shit. So you're like, I can't be seen like this. If I'm seen next to this guy, I'll be unsafe. So what you do and then you got like this guy, and he's just like, he's at his table. Maybe they don't feel like anything, maybe they're whatever, you know what I mean? But they got this nice table. You know, like mine looks like shit. So you're like, spirit confirming with the zong sound. I know, I'll just destroy it. Because if both of ours looks bad, then I won't be compared to them. Right? If both tables look like dog shit, if both tables, oops, put brown here, look like shit, look like a waste product. And whoever's looking at these won't freaking compare you to the other person. Right? Because being compared to the other person feels bad. Right? They got the shitty one. This guy has a good table. Being compared to this one looks fucking bad. But guess what else? Guess what else is here? Being seen. It's like right there. This is one of the things I appreciate about reality, is that everything is so fucking clear. Everything is like clear as fuck. Like it's super clear when you just look at it for what it is. Oops. Let's go over this with some yellow. Everything is super clear. Super, super clear. So you can't be seen. And therefore, because you can't be seen, because you can't be seen, in comparison, what do? You have to tear it down. When really, you have to tear down something else. Alright? And this is it. This right here, this is it. This is the answer. This is why you have jealous ass bitches. And it doesn't matter what age they are. Alright? This is how this shit works. Jealousy necessarily comes from comparison. And here's the problem. The problem is, rather than seeing the comparison as fucking obnoxious and minimizing, you know, rather than seeing the fucking comparison as wrong, as minimizing, this isn't all comparison. For what it is, you know, toxic, you know, ignorant, mean. Rather than seeing this as fucking wrong, and bad. You see it as this. Truth. So it must be good. But it's not. It's ass. These are somebody's fucking lies. This is the truth. This is somebody's idea. Some guy's idea. Some like tiny narrowing perspective on the universe. Just like narrowing idea. Of the universe. It's seen as the truth. It's seen as something that you have to make work. When really, the only way to make this work is to make and create more jealous ass bitches. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not joining in. And I'm gonna encourage that you don't join in either. The world has enough jealous ass bitches for the rest of eternity. We have enough. I think we understand. Shut up and play the hits. So yeah, that's what comparison is. And that is why this is why we create instability. Jealousy and fear of, and quite frankly, the suffering that comes from comparison. Fear and suffering. Well, I mean, it's kind of weird to see this in front of Play the Hits. You know what? Instead of deleting that, I'll do this. Not the hits. You know, not the hits are the fear of pain, the need to be seen. The need to be seen, understood, appreciated. This is like real. You know, you need to play the hits that need to be seen, understood, and appreciated. This is what's real. This is good. This is needed. Not this minimization shit. This is bullshit. And this is why we destabilize each other. Because if I'm small, if I have to be made small, you have to be made small. You do. You do not have to be made small. Whoever convinced you of this, if you are in the chat, and you feel like this is true, you feel like you have to be made small, or you feel like somebody else has to, you have to make somebody else small to be seen and appreciated, this is cap. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. It's not true. You do not. This is a lie. This is a lie. Guess what it comes from? It comes from scarcity. This is a lie from scarcity. And it comes from not appreciating the big man himself. Because if you do this, you don't have to do this. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah. If you do this, then you don't have to do this. But if you just appreciate the man himself, abundance comes. Alright? You need to. So, yeah. This is how you deal with scarcity. And this is how you transmute this bullshit. Okay? You have this table, and you're like, damn, that's one fine table. Your table looks like dog shit. But that's okay. You don't like how your table looks, but this is a fine table. That is one fine table. And this is how you escape it. Here's how. When you appreciate, instead of compare, or instead of like judging yourself, you then, instead of like being like, instead of making shitty tables in your mind, you create a new ideal. Alright? Your mind slowly goes from focusing on this to fucking this. And you stop thinking about this bad. Because this is not bad. But then that has a cause too. This stops becoming evil. Good stops becoming evil. And evil stops becoming good. Alright? Bad stops becoming good and good stops becoming bad. This is what comparison does. Comparison makes fucking evil good and bad good. It makes evil and bad into good things. And it makes good and great and kind and fun and all bad. And what it does is it ultimately proves itself to be wrong. Comparison? Fuck. Comparison proves itself wrong. At least in this form. This minimizing, toxic comparison proves itself wrong. Its entire destiny is to undo itself. It is self-destructive by its very nature. And you don't have to let it take you along with it. Okay? Do you know what +1? You know what +1 and -1 equal? It equals 0. Honestly, the white was pretty apt, actually. It equals 0. It equals nothing. There's nothing left here. And it was meant to stay within itself. This stuff, these patterns are designed to undo themselves, and they will one way or another. And you're either contributing to that consciously or you're doing it unconsciously. That is how it goes. It's here to unravel itself. It's here to destroy itself. You just have to realize that the comparison is not you. And once you do that, this can destroy itself and you can grow. You grow. This shrinks. Because this is meant to destroy itself. Now, this had nothing to do, not really nothing, but it had something to do with inner stability. So yeah, comparison is a problem. Comparison gets in the way of getting the stability. It gets in the way of getting what you want. You want this. Comparison fools you into thinking that you don't. Comparison lies to you. Or at least comparison, maybe comparison's actually trying to tell you that. The whole point of comparison is to reveal to you that you actually do want this stable table. So that you could actually make this shit. And that is the goal. And that's what I'm trying to do. I want a stable table. Another thing I want to mention real quick is that comparison and other forms of minimization create self-pity. Because you can't look at yourself and feel, you can't feel bad. You can't feel bad. You have to look at yourself as somebody else and feel sympathy for yourself. But really, all you want to do is feel bad. All you want to do is feel sympathetic. All you want is to feel bad and have somebody else understand you and empathize with you. And if you have to compartmentalize yourself in order to achieve this goal, then fuck it, we ball. right? If I'm not getting it from you, I'm gonna get it from me. It makes sense, right? It makes sense to me. So, what's the deal? So now we need to talk about stability. What the fuck is stability? And what is inner stability? Well, I know what stability is not. Stability? What destabilizes is not. Because something is not what it is. Alright, so if you wanted to stabilize something, you gotta use the term not. Which actually made me think about something. 3D consciousness, alright, needs the word not. It needs the idea of non-existence to exist simultaneously. And what ends up happening is that this actually splits the 3D like this. So the fourth dimension is just a natural consequence of the third dimension. That's crazy. Right? And then like 2D consciousness is about duality. And all duality reveals is that it's not, is that there's something, is that one thing is not the other thing. Hidden within the idea of duality is not this. But that's another thing. But then there's this idea of like 1D consciousness, which is just like echoing. So each dimension of consciousness is actually a consequence of the last. It's not that one is, it's just, it's like, these don't exist in isolation. They're like a progression. Of the other. So really, all it is just cause and effect. So once you know one, you know the next. What's the natural consequence of all stories existing? The bigger picture is comprised of smaller parts? Maybe. So anyways, what stability is and isn't, or what stability isn't, has to do with not, because not is destabilizing. Stability confirms. And affirms what is... Wait, hold on. That goes on the other side. Stability confirms and affirms what is and isn't here. I know that I'm not in the mall. I know I'm at home. I am at home. So stability is present. Stability is grounded and present. Well, that's what I just said. Fuck is this? Is this like a pixel brush? I guess so. Fuck. I don't know how this thing works. Whatever, the point is, stability confirms and affirms what is here and what isn't here. Stability is present, stability is, it is. Stability is not criticism. Stability is not criticism, or it is defined much further from the idea of criticism, because criticism can only exist in the future. You can't be critical without something to be critical of. And criticism doesn't look at what something is, it looks at what something could be. Which is not what it is. Or it looks at what something was, which is not what the thing is. So in order to be stable, you can't criticize something, or you shouldn't be critical. Stability is content. Stability has nowhere to be. Stability is home. Because I just saw something. Hold on, I'm gonna write down something. It's for something personal. What was I trying to do? Okay, comparison from Obiism? I don't even know what that is. Bevatron? Observation equals stress. Anyways, so stability is home. Stability is nowhere to be but here. I know that stability is positive, or that's like one of its colors. So yeah, stability is a positive color. And it tastes good. Stability tastes good. It's not bitter. But is stability sweet or savory? I feel like stability is savory, not sweet. Because sweet is like a high. Sweet is immediate. Savory is fatty. And meaty. Yeah, really this is a synesthesia stream. All right. Synesthesia stream, okay? Okay, so it's pleasant. It's content. It has nowhere to be. It tastes good. It's positive. Criticism is like coffee. It's like bitter or like a really nice dark chocolate. No, it's definitely more like a coffee. Bad quality criticism is just like it's just bitter and nasty. There isn't like complexity. It's just shit and bark. It's just shit and bark with like 70 perk coffee. That's what criticism is. You don't want to drink this. You want to drink a coffee. Look, a high quality coffee, if you've ever smelled that shit, holy shit, coffee is one of the greatest smelling things on the planet, okay? As somebody who worked at Amazon, I don't know what the fuck kind of drugs they put in those coffee beans, man. They don't put any, it's just natural. But coffee tastes crazy good. Alright, coffee tastes like awesome. It's like fruity. It has this like intensity. It's absolutely incredible. It hits the nose different. Anyways, so yeah, this is criticism. Like a good quality criticism is a good quality coffee. Takes skill, control, nuance, because it's complex. The bitterness is actually an unknown quality. And that's what bitter is. Holy shit. Alright, we got the Secrets of the Universe schizophrenia stream. I mean, it feels unstable because it's this like sympathy. It's like this symphony. No wonder why people get so obsessed with this stuff. Of like tones and texture. Coffee is like kind of beautiful if you think about it. I mean, people put so much thought and consideration into building all of these like coffee machines. Because coffee is something that kind of demands your attention in a way that's like inviting. Anyways, this isn't about coffee. This is about stability. Alright? This is more of what stability is. It's grains, beans, and potatoes. It's more like beans than it is like meat. But anyways, this is what stability is like. We know it's positive, structured, and homey. Like Cancerian, fourth house, think that they think this is Cancer. Saturnian. Stability is Earth. Kind of liking this drawing of Earth, man. So yeah, it's earthy. Listen, my Saturn return is in like how many years? 2 years? 3 years? I need to be a Saturn glazer so that I don't get killed by all of the stupid shit that I've done. Alright? Because I'm gonna be paying the price, man. Yeah, I'm gonna be paying the damn price when my Saturn return comes around. Nice red color for these beans, man. I'm thinking kidney beans. So yeah. Stability is kind of like these things. Stability could be complex. I think stability is complex more than simple. Because it's built upon, right? Like, you build the structure. Nah, it's probably simple. I think stability is simple. right? I think it's more like this. You think of like something that's stable. You think of like a square, or you think of this shit right here. For some reason, this shit is like the most stable structure in existence. Or like this, trusses on a bridge. Look at it. It's a box with triangles in it. Right? It's this kind of shit. Stability is like wood or trees. It's big. Stability is big and simple. It's made out of small parts. So stability looks big and complicated, but it's just constant. It's constant. It's built. It's daily. It's structured. It's like routine. This is stability. So for inner stability, you want something within you that is structured, that is stable, that is constant, something repetitive. And for me, that's been my nighttime routine. My nighttime routine has helped me out a lot. With this constant structure. Stability is a grid. Stability is best represented by a grid. A fence. Chainmail. Walls. Right? You notice something about chainmail? How it's like chainmail is like surprisingly flexible. Or not surprisingly, it's just really flexible. chainmail is flexible. Right? Chainmail is flexible. You can dance in this shit. I'm having some concerns right now, man. Something is scary. Sometimes I wish life was simpler. Or sometimes I wish I'd made life simpler. Instead of delving into the realms of being thinking of things in these very particular ways. I mean, like, it's a great way to think, but sometimes I worry if it might actually make me crazy, or it might make me overthink things. That it might make me experience life in a way where I can't truly appreciate it. Or make me feel like I'm lost, you know what I mean? That's what's going through my mind right now. I feel like if I'm not careful, that like I'll lose it. And I don't want to lose it. Comparing criticism to coffee. I don't want to become like a super schizo 5000. You know what I mean? And lose touch with reality. Totally. But there's work to do. So yeah, stability is stable, repetitive, and flexible. Or stability is flexible. Comfortable. Stability is soft and firm. Even. We're about an hour and 30 minutes in. What else is stability? Okay, yeah, we know this stuff. Last thing, inner stability. Inner stability is calmness, dependability. Alright, I've figured out what I figured out the issue to my worries. I need this. My mind won't succumb to conceptual instability. If I have routine, good people, good health. Something to take me out of, you know, the inner universe of things. And the complexity of, like, existence. Maybe there will be people to explore that with. But yeah. I just need these three things. and I'll be fine. Okay, so I need inner stability, calmness, dependability, safety. Expression. The root chakra. These are the things that make up inner stability. And I think the fear is experiencing the opposite. Fear is being present in the opposite of inner stability. Fear is being unstable, the physical embodiment of being unstable. You want to be afraid consciously. In the body, you need this. This is necessary. This, you should be shivering. I'm shivering right now, shaking. If you look, afraid, consciously afraid, shivering, shaking, panicking. These are it's better to feel this than it is to be unconscious. Unconscious instability is like the worst thing. So yeah, you want to be consciously unstable over unconsciously unstable. And you can't just say, oh, I get to be consciously stable, or I'm consciously stable. Because then you might create an illusion of this. You might create an illusion of this, but really be experiencing this. You might be experiencing the illusion of conscious stability or unconscious stability, but truly be unconsciously unstable and stable. And this is a problem because you don't know if you're worried. And because you don't know this, because you're repressing, or worse, consciously repressing. This is probably the bottom. Actually, no, this isn't the bottom. This is the bottom. Unconsciously repressing is the bottom. Okay, we have unconsciously repressing instability. We have consciously, hold on. We have consciously repressing instability. We have unconscious embodying instability. Consciously embodying we have consciously embodying stability. And then we have unconsciously embodying stability. All right, and you can, this can look like this. But you can create the illusion of this. Illusory instability. Conscious stability. All these things are just this. This is undeniable. But this is definitely deniable. You feel this. You don't feel this. So yeah, if you don't feel like you're unconsciously embodying stability, you are, but you believe that you are unconsciously embodying instability or consciously embodying stability, you might actually be doing one of these instead. And this is just a defense mechanism. It's not like evil or anything. And the only way to really fix this is to do one of these things. You really want to be doing this. Because if you do this, this is natural. You will just do this. This will happen. Alright? So yeah. That's it. But the last thing you want to do is this. This is going down. This goes up. Yeah, this goes up if you do this. Consciousness, awareness, consciousness pulls you up, awareness will pull you down. So you want to learn to consciously embody stability. Or to be consciously unstable if you can. If you have any worries, always speak your worries. Speak your worries. This has made me feel better throughout the stream. Pregnant with stability. Speak your worries. If you're afraid of something, say it. And this has been the problem in the Age of Aquarius, aka the rise of the feminine. Alright, since we're on the topic, get a little anusy. That's not a new word for an ussy. Anyways, in the age of Aquarius, right? And of, you know, the feminine. You know, this is what we gotta learn to do. Go up. Inner stability. Through consciously bringing out, alright? What is it? It's like... Hold on. It's like this. I'm pretty sure I got the rotation wrong, but... yeah. Making the unconscious conscious. So yeah, we gotta create inner stability. And inner safety, exploring that too, will also help. But anyways, that is all I had to share with you guys today. Alright, my first ever YouTube stream. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If there is anyone here, if you're watching this in post, I don't know when or if I'm going to do another one of these, but if I feel inspired, just stay subscribed and you will probably be made aware of it. Alright? Anyways, thank you for watching, and have a good